Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to episode 2 of the Yeehaw Lads podcast. Yeah, we got all 4 hosts back here in studio today. Got some exciting topics to talk about. Who wants to kick us off, or do we want to start with the Complete Offroad open house from over the weekend? Or do you want to save that till later?
Let's keep the continuity going.
Kind of new. So that was the furthest back thing we've done. So that would probably make sense to start there?
Yeah.
Okay. So on Saturday, we went to Dubuque, Iowa for the... Was it an open house or a customer appreciation day? I don't know what the difference really is.
I think it was a customer appreciation day as well as the open house.
Yeah.
Because it was... They had multiple things to do while you were there.
I guess so, the house was open.
I think the customer appreciation part is like the free food involved.
True.
So,
yeah. So yeah, we went to Dubuque, Iowa for the Complete Offroad open house / customer appreciation day. There was a bunch of cool activities. They had a dunk tank. They had an RC rock crawling course, but it was wooden boards.
It was pretty. I was expecting more.
I was expecting more on that,
but oh well. Still had fun.
It was just wood planks, no like rocks.
Well, there was a stretch bridge, but the approaches to it were also like obstacles in and of themselves.
Okay.
So trying to get onto the little like, I don't even know. You know, like the old timey like movies where they have like there's a canyon and there's this big bridge with like these small wooden planks across them.
Suspended plank bridge.
Yeah, but like from like the 1800s. It's kind of what it looked like. It just made out of like little like pieces of scrap wood, basically.
Oh, okay.
It was challenging, but it wasn't like overly. It wasn't like a crazy designed course. It was just kind of
tossed together.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
There was the like 4x4 ladder bridge you had to cross where all the boards would spin.
Yeah, that was pretty. That proved to be difficult.
Smacked his RC car off several of those pretty hard.
Yeah. My nice. You can buy a new one from Traxxas for $150, but the F-150 body is. I mean, you really can't even tell yet. Like, there's a couple nicks, but like, I have a feeling I should just buy one right now and throw it in the closet. That way, when this one's completely trashed, I'll be like, "Oh, look, new and shiny."
Yeah, or buy a different style body and then put that one. Make one of them like a show body and the other one
that should have been this
beater.
One. Yeah, but my impatience got the best.
Yeah, this one looked cool beaten up too.
You got a whole paint booth down there.
We do have a paint booth.
And put some mods on it.
Yeah, you could wrap it.
Honest? Okay, the truck bed would be terrible because all the little ridges. Miserable. The rest of it's kind of doable. Oh, I also wrapped something at work.
You were telling me about it. I don't think these guys know or care really.
Yeah. So
I would like to.
There was so at work in it's called a crusher shack. It's basically just it's a big glass box. It's technically the cab of a scraper, like a dirt scraper that we use out on the road and stuff. We just bought a brand new one and then we put air conditioning in it and then we run power from the crusher over to it, and I just sit in it, watch all the belts and crusher and screen deck, make sure everything's running.
So it's basically
a big glass
cab that you converted into a ground control room for the crusher.
Cool. Yes, exactly. There's the control box is right in the middle of the glass, basically, like the windshield, inside the cab. That way, if a belt stops or something, I can just hit the emergency stop. Well, the problem with it being all glass is that when the sun comes up at 7 o'clock, from 7 till probably about 1:30 is when the sun is directly in my view and just roasts the shit out of me. So it originally had paint on it, like spray paint on it, but I tinted it probably like 3.5 feet up the glass, just enough to where I can see right where it stops is where the like conveyors and crusher and everything kind of are, because I only really look kind of up in this area, not down low. I guarantee it probably cooled off by 10-15 degrees by just putting white vinyl on, I don't know, probably a third of the window. So very, very nice. But
yeah, definitely.
It's the first thing I wrapped since the Harley. I lost some skills, I'll be honest.
Say, how long ago was the Harley? That was before I even
over
knew
2
you,
years. Yeah, towards the tail end of 2019. Or we wrapped it in the middle of 2019 when we finished it. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, because I basically met you after I got my PC, which was
just after
2019, 2020.
Just like right after.
That winter.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, no, I don't want to wrap the RC body at all.
That'd be miserable to try to get around all
I
those tools.
I do have mods in mind, but that's not one of them by any means.
Well, what mods do you want? Do you want to?
Well, let's finish the Complete Offroad. We can get back to
yeah, that's fair enough.
Okay,
fair.
But
so let's see. They had the crawler course, dunk tank. That was fun. It was so hot out though. It was. There's no real shade other than the little pop-up tents. So it's like we're all huddled underneath it, trying to stay cool. Yeah. Open house. So I had stuff on the showroom. A couple of they had a project Jeep up on the lift, looking cool and stuff. Door prizes, which one of us won a door prize.
Oh,
You never would have guessed who it was.
And it wasn't Andy, surprisingly. Yeah, it was me. I got a set of Rough Country shackles.
Oh, yeah. What color are they? I don't even know.
They're the most generic silver shackles.
Oh, okay,
I thought they were one of the cool, forged, billet style. No.
Yeah, they're the plain ones.
Literally most generic silver shackle.
So they were like the $10 ones instead of the $65
Yeah,
ones.
they weren't the $60 powder coated sick ones. But
Free stuff is still free stuff.
Free shit.
Exactly. And it's more than I got, so.
that is true.
right.
You have to throw a ball at a tank. Or did you even throw?
No,
or
I didn't,
You just
no.
gave your tickets away.
Well, I didn't even buy any. Dave.
Oh, yeah, Dave gave you
gave
his.
them to me, and I'm like, well, I'll try. And then the tickets that technically he bought them for was just only for the owner because there were two separate throwing contests.
It was very confusing how they had it laid out.
As well as each dollar you got 3 balls to throw at the dunk tank, but
And people wanted to spend money to kind of support
Yeah,
this, so they just spent
still,
$20.
$20 for 12.
You get 60 throws.
Yeah, 12 tickets and 3.
Oh, wow.
Oh, dude, is nuts.
Or 36 because it wasn't $1 a piece. But
Yeah, dude. Oh my God, it was a
there
lot.
So many tickets being thrown around. It was wild.
It's great.
Dang.
And then in the back, they had, I don't really call it a show and shine, but there was just people who
Yeah.
brought project Jeeps and stuff that they were working on.
A lot of the locals who support the shop as well brought them, and then a couple people. Well, no, I'll say a couple people brought them from out of town. Like Dave brought his stuff.
Right.
Kyle Ming brought his stuff.
We didn't bring our stuff because
Well, Brian did. We did take the tires out of the Ranger that I was bringing up to trade with a buddy.
which on the way up there, we got almost to the show. We were a little bit early on the way there.
Yeah.
And I'm like, hey, let's stop and wash this thing because it's icky. It had been so covered in bugs and guts and nonsense. So I'm like, okay, let me just find a car wash. And I'm like, sure, we'll just roll the tires out of the bed. I'll run through it, come out, and then we'll just, we were in town. We were already in Dubuque at this point. So I'm like, I'll clean it and then go park it there so it looks better. So I unload Andy in the tires, go through it. He comes out and he's like, it's a whole different truck.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous how shiny it got. I'm like, wow, that actually looks like a nice sharp truck.
Yeah, because
Which you got a lot of compliments that day too.
everyone loved that truck. I was shocked how many people out of all the stuff there, they're like, is that your Ranger? And I'm like, yeah. They're like, that thing's awesome.
Yeah, it's a sharp little truck. And everybody's like, man, I didn't like them, but I like that. It's like, that's how you know you have a stylish little truck.
It helps so much when it's washed. It's
Yeah,
never
that too.
washed. It's always dirty. So every time I clean it, everyone's like, wow, this looks great.
It's hard to keep a black truck clean too.
That's why I don't try. It's really that simple. It's if I half-ass it, it's going to look worse because we covered in smear marks.
Yep.
So I just get it nice and clean, let it deteriorate, and then nice and clean again. I don't ever try to wash it myself. It's a waste.
Oh God, yeah.
Yep.
So in the back, they had some stuff parked around the sides. That's where Dave was parked and Kyle was parked and all that stuff. And they have an RTI ramp back there, which is...
Do you know what RTI stands for? I'll Google it.
I knew at some point. It's something ramp, something nonsense. I don't know. I knew at one point, and now I don't know at all. But basically, it's a ramp that...
Ramp Travel Index.
There it is. Yeah, I knew it was
Way of
ramp
measuring
something.
a vehicle's ability to flex its suspension.
Yes. So basically, it's just a ramp at probably like a 40-degree angle. While you're looking at it, if you could figure that out. But
I will.
It's a standardized way to measure how much flex a vehicle has.
They vary between 15 and 30,
Okay.
which I think
Theirs was probably 30.
at least.
Say, yeah.
If it's a standard number, it was probably 30 because it wasn't 45, but it was pretty steep. But
What are you flexing on a 15? A sedan?
I mean,
Maybe.
yeah,
Brian's would have done better. It didn't do that good.
yeah,
Damn.
yeah. I got 41 inches,
Yeah.
which, assuming what the angle was, that's probably about 20 inches of tire up. That's about what it looked like. I would assume it's not terrible.
No.
The Tacoma got like 50
Yeah,
something.
there was a-
53, I
no
think.
shit.
Yeah.
There was like an overlandy kind of built Tacoma, and he got he went up it. And I'm like, well, now I need to do it. Everyone's like, yeah, do it. And I'm like, I pull up, and it's like, oh, you slipped. I'm like, already? I'm like, it's not even that far. I'm like, yeah, it's off the ground. I'm like, damn.
Oh.
Not
so-
built for flex.
If I would have pulled the
But
sway
hey,
bar,
you got more. Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
You got more compliments than he did, though.
oh,
so,
absolutely.
by far.
Yeah, the nearly stock truck just with tinted windows, wheels, and a lift. Everyone's like, this is amazing.
It's a sharp little truck.
Yeah, you just
Yeah.
need something simple.
So yeah, we parked out there and then went in for lunch. They had pulled pork, mac and cheese, cookies, chips, drinks. I mean, it was great in there. They had all the stuff set up, bunch of
Couple
roaster
fans
pans.
going, so we hung out there for a minute.
The fan was the best part. You could
Yeah,
sit there
it
and
was
cool
hot.
off.
I wake up stupid early, and the last 2 days I've had to wear my long sleeve shirt because I'm so fucking cold in the morning this week. I'm like, dude, I was sweating my dick off at 5 a.m. last week. Why am I like freezing right now?
Yeah, it was like 92 degrees and sunny, no clouds. It was brutal, but
Yeah.
Yeah, when we went there to Dubuque, it was very, very warm.
Yeah.
But luckily, I didn't burn. Did you?
I know. I put sunscreen on immediately.
I did notice I had a tan line at my ankles, though. I was like, oh, yeah.
I told him, like, put some sunscreen on your legs. You're going to burn them. And I think you did.
I know, I did. That was my biggest concern. My concern wasn't my arms, because they already kind of have a little bit of a tan.
Right.
But, like, I put on my ears, my nose, and my legs, because I knew that was going to be the most painful.
If only y'all knew someone who has a girlfriend that works at a skincare company and can get you sunscreen.
Well, I just have a little to-go thing that I use maybe once a year. I use it once a year, and then I forget 3 weeks later, and I go back out in the sun, and I'm like, fuck, I forgot my sunscreen, and then I burn, and I'm like,
Caitlin will remember that.
To be fair, this is the sunscreen I bought.
She just needs to bring it for me.
True. This is the sunscreen I bought in Missouri when we were going with Trevor. I'm like, I didn't buy any. I go in the gas station, it was $16 for a little.
Oh my god.
See, I mean, it was what, like 16 ounces?
It's a good size can, but like, or it's a squeeze thing. I don't like spray, but even the cashier was like, man, they were really proud of this stuff. And I'm like, yeah,
no, that's the gas station tax. Like, same with Casey's. Like, the general, like, goods that they have there,
you're paying for convenience.
Yeah, really, literally. And you are paying a lot for it.
Yeah.
Which
even in like a Walmart or something, it's still $12 for that. So I didn't feel that bad. But so yeah, we didn't burn, thank God. Mm-hmm. After all of that, did anything else happen at the storefront really before we went to dinner?
I ducked Kyle.
Oh, you ducked what?
I ducked him.
Oh, I thought you said you decked. I'm like, what?
Oh yeah, no, I just beat the shit out of him.
Oh my god, that might.
Yeah, no. So
and that was flawless execution.
Yeah, so we're kind of wrapping up the day, and Kyle is strapping down his Jeep, and he had a hat on all day. Well, he was like laying kind of on his shoulder or his back on his trailer, like putting a ratchet strap up to the Jeep. Well, his hat fell off, and he didn't even notice. And I watched him for like probably a minute or so. And I'm like, he doesn't notice that he lost his hat. Like, I wear a hat every day, so I'm conscious of when I lose a hat. Right. And I'm just like, how does he not notice? So I just grab it, and me and Brian walk inside, and I'm like, I don't know what to do with this hat. And I think about it for fucking a minute or two. I'm like, oh, I should get a duck. This is a Jeep store. Like, it sells parts for Jeeps. There's got to be ducks around here.
And Kyle infamously hates ducks.
Hates it. And I have a video of the incident, and he was like, oh yeah, his reaction was pretty good. And so I go around, I'm like, oh hey, like somebody has to have a duck, either like in one of the manager's offices or the owner's office, something. And it'd be the manager's wife who also works there. She was like, oh, I have some out in my car, which is a Jeep. And so we go out there, we grab one, and I come back in. I'm like, do you have tape too? I want to tape it to the bill of his hat. And so we got Scotch tape, and I taped it down to it so it didn't fall off. And I went back out there, and I ran into Kyle as I'm trying to, I put it out there, and then I walked back around the front of the building because it's kind of on the backside. And I walked back through the showroom. This is probably a minute or two passes, and then we ended up eventually kind of being back towards the back of the building, like on the inside of the shop. And Kyle's like, oh, hey, Andy, I want to show you something on my truck real quick, because he had installed some new parts and stuff. So he wanted to show me like a high idle switch and stuff. And he's showing it to me, kind of saying it. I have my phone kind of on my chest, like videotaping him. For literally I had 2.5 minutes of video I had to delete. And he kept almost closing the door and be like, oh no, I'm going to go back in and do something. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh shit, okay. And so he finally I have the perfect angle just over his shoulder, and you can see the hat and duck on his dash. And he looks up, and he just looks. Oh, motherfucker, who ducked me? I was like, yes! And I run away, immediately thinking that he thought it was me, because he thought I was on the phone or something, because I kept holding my phone up, so he saw it was there. I'm like, how do you not know it was me? Well, then he was pissed off. He just doesn't like the ducks. Yeah. But he's asking around, he's like, who did it? Who ducked me? I'm like, okay, but you still didn't say anything about the hat. Like, you still lost his hat 20 minutes ago at this point.
And never noticed it was gone.
Literally never. He didn't wear it the rest of the night either. When we went out to dinner, he didn't wear it. I'm like, dude, I don't understand. Whatever, man.
Oh, my God.
And so I got him pretty good.
Yeah. And that was pretty much the end of the day at the storefront. I mean, we swapped the tires into Steve's thing. He picked up the Liberty.
Yeah. So you, as anybody who's listening, might have actually seen this, because it went pretty viral.
It did.
It was a blue Jeep Liberty, 03 to 07, I think is all the years, with the roof cut off of it. And it's the specific picture that went viral is with the background kind of like on a busy main street.
I think they were in downtown Rantoul or something.
Yeah. and it went pretty fucking viral.
I think the Drive had an article on it that went super viral. And
No
stuff,
way.
Yeah, it was very, very popular.
I guarantee you've seen the picture. Like once you see it, you'll be like,
just look up like Chop Top Liberty, and it'll probably pull up. And but yeah, his plan all along was to put a cage in it,
right?
And it had been up at Complete Offroad for like a year or so, and just kind of getting worked on in the meantime. Which there was not a lot of updates talked about it,
not really.
And it eventually got done, but yeah, I know he was hurting and wanting it back.
But yeah, he finally got to pick that up. They had the cage in it. Cage looked good. Had a cool like bluish gray. Actually, is it the same as the walls in here?
Very, very similar to the wall color.
That's it. That's 100%.
Yeah, that's it.
Yep, that's his. Yep. Yeah, it went actually relatively viral.
I fuck with that.
Yeah, it looks sick.
Oh,
it makes a Liberty pretty sick.
It makes it look so much better.
So I'm not really a Jeep guy, but I fuck with that.
Yeah, it goes hard.
Well, I'm a Jeep-ish person. Like I appreciate Jeeps. I don't love them by any means. I'm never gonna stick with them, but that made me like Liberties, and I've never liked them before.
Yeah, it went hella viral for a little bit.
I have seen this too.
But
yeah, he got to pick that up. So we put the tires in his truck, and then you picked up parts from Mike.
Yeah, Mike brought the 3-link long arm kit for my Jeep, which my buddy Tom bought, or he had won at a off-roading event that they were doing door prizes and stuff at. He won it, and then he was going to sell it to me for like a very discounted rate anyway, and then we ended up seeing this deal on axles and tires, and it eventually came out to he wanted me to buy the tires for him, and then I would just trade him the tires for the kit. Meanwhile, I had even less money in the tires than what I was going to buy the kit off of him for, so it worked out in my favor like twice over.
Yeah.
Nice. So, now I got to put them on at some point.
So all of that, and then we went into town to get dinner, went to Seven Hills Brewing and Distillery.
Ooh, yeah.
So we're like, we'll stop at a brewery, get a beer while we're waiting for dinner, whatever.
Yeah, so Steve and his wife were driving around trying to get their kid to take a little nap, because he was getting a little crabby. I mean,
and after a whole day out in the sun with people
running around, understandable.
Yeah, exhausted, and that makes sense.
Yeah. And
so we're like, okay, we'll stop and we'll, grab a drink while we're waiting. We walk in there and it's a really nice big place with food, with good beer. And we're just like, well,
I figured at the very least I wanted to order an appetizer just to get some food in me because I knew I was going to start drinking.
Right.
And being outside in the sun, I was like, I might be a little dehydrated too, so it's not going to hurt to get like, I had a water and a beer, and then we ordered the appetizers. Yeah. I was like, perfect.
But then eventually, we ended up with 7 people plus Owen, or plus the kid.
4, 6.
Because then
Owen,
Rich showed up late.
Yep.
Yeah. Or he showed up after Steve and them did.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, we all ate. The food was really good. It was a really cool place.
Yeah.
Then
I would be down to go back for sure.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I'm sure I'll be in town for another Complete Offroad thing.
Next
Either
time.
that or the Tri-State Stump Jumpers. It's the owner, Rich, is a part of the local off-roading group up there. Same with Chris, the manager. And they run around with a group called the Tri-State Stump Jumpers because it's in the area of Iowa, Wisconsin, and Illinois. So, yeah, I imagine I'll try to make it up there for a couple runs with them. And definitely
I'm sure we'll be back to Iowa any day now. It's definitely a cool shop.
Yep, and being we were the closest, besides Dave, I guess. Dave would be very similar to us.
I don't know if he's any further, really.
He's Peoria, but he can also, he goes straight up from Peoria, so it's not that bad.
Our drive was probably quicker because we just interstate up and over. We had to kind of weave his way up.
But yeah.
It's all I-80 to get there, isn't it?
I-80 until
you get to the river, basically, and then you take, I don't remember the name of that road. You just basically follow the Iowa border all the way up.
Pretty much,
okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Not bad.
Yeah, not bad at all.
A good time, yeah. Which, for once, I was early.
Well, you were early.
I was ready. I was ready when you got to my house, and we were both early getting there. So.
That is because I showed up late.
That is true.
And you didn't even realize that.
I did. I wasn't going to say anything because I
sat in bed.
I need a little bit of good karma on me.
I was in bed till about 6:20. I'm like, I should get up. And I see 6:25. I'm like, fuck, I need to get up now.
Ooh.
Yeah. Oh well.
Yeah. But either way, so yeah, that all went pretty good. And then nothing else. Anything else happened over the weekend? I think Sunday we all did nothing.
I went to Morris and saw The Machine.
You sure did.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
How was that?
Did you see it?
Yes.
Okay.
I saw it opening day.
Well, we were in Missouri for Memorial Day. That's when it was
sense.
out. Yeah. If anybody doesn't know, it's The Machine. It's the Burt Kreischer, the very famous story that he tells. It's his movie that he made the rendition of. And I saw it.
Is it not what you expected it to be?
It's almost 50-50. It was a good movie.
Right. Yeah.
I was expecting a lot more comedy in it.
Yes. I was also expecting... Go ahead.
It's funny moments, though.
Yeah.
Like with his dad, who is played by Mark Hamill.
Yeah. Which I thought, that is a really good dad character.
That is a really good dad character.
It worked really well.
But
I expected... Or, I don't know. It's kind of hard because, like, I understand it's their first movie, but, like, I don't know. I'm happy to support him, but I was expecting a little bit better of a movie, I guess.
Oh, shit. I should have worn it. I had my Machine t-shirt from when we saw him in...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But, it wasn't a bad movie.
Yeah. I'm happy I saw it. I definitely wanted to support him.
Oh,
I've listened to multiple of his podcasts, as well as other ones that he's been on. So...
But you're definitely not going to go see it twice.
Yeah, I can deal without that.
I would watch it again.
He has plans for like 2 other movies as well, and so maybe those will be better. I'm hoping they'll be better. Those ones seem honestly more comedy based.
Yeah.
And in reality, I imagine he's just kind of overtelling the Machine story. I'm sure it kind of gave it a new spark when he was like, "Oh, I'm starting to do a movie about it."
Right.
Yeah. Right.
So I'm sure that helped him. But yeah, I feel like I think it's been like 8 or 10 years since he started telling that story.
It's been a long time since he's told that story, because I remember. Years ago, my dad showed me that on Facebook.
Yeah, that's how it got viral. And then there was people... I remember him saying there was people from that trip, like from his college class, that were commenting on the going viral post and was like, no, this is a real fucking story. I was one of his classmates, blah, 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 blah. So, like, that comment section underneath the viral video on Facebook was, like, full of people who were like, no, this was really this, blah, 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 telling even more of the stories in the comments and stuff, which was really cool.
It was good. I wouldn't go to the theaters and watch it again, but I maybe stream it and watch it somewhere.
Oh, yeah. You guys, if we wanted to do, like, a movie night and you guys watch it, I would watch it again.
Yeah, if it's on Netflix or something, click it on just to see.
Yep.
Plex.
Yes, it is on Netflix.
Yeah.
Or it should be.
Eventually, it's supposed to be. But
I don't know, because when I went and saw him in concert, he had his phone number when it's just all automated stuff.
Oh.
But still, I remember
an update line where it'll kind of keep you on what's
kind
going
of.
on.
I remember when me and Tori went to go see it, like as we were getting soda and popcorn, it was like, hey, we're live, we're going here, and da 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 da. And plus, maybe they did it for you, they did it for us. It was actually the first couple minutes of us in the theater was a live stream from the premiere in LA.
Oh no, this was not.
Yeah. So it was actually.
I did not see that because it wasn't opening weekend anymore. But yeah,
that's probably an opening week thing or opening weekend or whatever.
That's pretty cool though.
Yeah. So it was pretty good.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, because I wasn't planning on going to see it myself, but I'm glad that you guys did and somewhat enjoyed it anyway.
He's a very funny guy. What's his latest Netflix special? I forget the name of it.
He just had one up there.
It was very recent. I don't remember what the name of it is though.
It was Secret Time. Was like the second newest. I forget the name of it.
Secret Time's fucking hilarious.
Especially with me not having Netflix, I have no idea what the names are of it.
Oh, you don't have Netflix?
No, I'm cheap. I don't
Razzle Dazzle.
Razzle Dazzle.
Yep.
Yeah,
Razzle Dazzle was fucking hilarious.
Well,
and the funny thing is Razzle Dazzle came out before we saw him live, and me and Tori basically had to like talk about it and be like, okay, let's not watch this just in case.
Yeah,
what him being live is basically going to be this set, and it was.
Oh yeah, that would have sucked.
Good. Yeah, it's a good thing you saw it in person first.
The poor woman sitting next to me, I don't think laughed once. Ooh. She was there with like her boyfriend or whatever.
Something. Yeah.
Meanwhile, I'm about keeling over, dying because I'm laughing so hard. Gut wrenching, like snot coming out the whole 9 yards. Just dying, and I bet this chick was like, what the fuck is this dude's fucking deal? God, it's not that funny.
Me sitting here, I'm wondering what the fuck is wrong with you.
It was pretty funny.
Well, I'll say, so with Razzle Dazzle, Brian's boss, by the way, also named Brian.
Conveniently.
He was under the impression that it wasn't that good, and you told me that before I watched it.
Because he watches their podcast all the time. So he's used to that Bert, not studio or not stadium Bert.
And there is a big difference. I mean, and especially like and they talk about it. Every comedian. I listen to so many podcasts. It's unfucking believable. Like 10,000 hours plus easily.
And they all say the same thing.
Any comedian podcast that they start talking about, like, oh, the art of like being a comedian, blah blah blah. I'm like, it's all the same shit, man. It's learning how to read people. It's learning how to form jokes. It's how you interact with crowd. Like I could recite it, and I'm not even a fucking comedian, but I know the formula because they talk about it all the time.
Yeah, about like building the audience to get to the punchline.
And how rooms, like smaller rooms, you can get more of a vibe, and you can be more edgy because you can change kind of what they're thinking. So, like, because the only thing that they're thinking about is what you're talking about on stage, because you are the show,
and you can visually see their reactions a lot clearer in a 200 room stadium,
exactly,
or 200 room versus a 20,000 stadium.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So
yeah,
but yeah, I definitely see that there's a disconnect with like podcaster versus movie star versus stadium, stadium show.
So he didn't really care for it much, but like. Yeah. That's, if you're used to one thing, you're just like, I've heard these stories already because he tells them all the time. True. So it's hard to. Yeah. He didn't hate it. He's not like it's terrible, but he's like, I just didn't feel like watching it. It just wasn't entertaining after a while because you're used to it.
I mean, that's how I am with almost every one of my podcasters too, because I've listened to all their shit and everything's the same.
You're getting burnt out of it because it's one person telling the same story over and over.
I get that.
Yeah. I have Joe Rogan. I feel like in my head I can write out a script like AI would for Joe Rogan, because I listen to so many fucking episodes of him.
I love the AI script.
It's like talk about the guest for 15 minutes. Talk about yourself for 5. Talk about the guest for another 5. Then go into comedian rant,
MMA
rant, MMA rant.
Or like aliens, or what,
just whatever. Go back to the guest for another 15 minutes, and then go back into whatever you were talking about, or something completely different, or something. Every now and again, there's an actually interesting conversation, but oh my god, dude, it's down to
Western
a
Lowlands
science.
gorilla for the 3rd time.
Have you tried DMT?
Yeah, I wish.
It's even worse when he clearly wants to talk to a guest about a certain subject, like aliens, and they don't even want to talk about it a little bit, so they'll segue off of it. He's like, okay, but what if, and keep cutting back into it. And I'm like,
what was man, I don't know. I keep seeing clips about it. It was the mushroom guy. And Joe kept he would ask him this question, and he'd be like, I'm sorry, that puts my life in danger. And he would just sit here.
This is their
and it's like, all right, come on. Like
you're on literally the biggest platform on the planet right now. Like,
exactly.
Like, I get it. There's some stuff you
were going there and you thought that he wasn't going to bring it up. Like, really? Dude?
Right. Like, just roll it into something else. You don't have to stop talking. Like, just like, no, I don't want to talk about that. But what we should talk about is blank, 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 and just run with it.
Exactly.
Look at us giving advice to the biggest podcast.
I mean, sometimes it doesn't hurt to have fresh eyes on, something you do every day.
Like, hey, don't just leave dead air on there. What? That's crazy.
Yeah. I don't know.
Speaking of air and stuff, let's talk about the nonsense that is Apple. You guys seen their new Vision Pro VR AR super headset?
Yes.
That was a very good plug, I have to admit.
I meant to do more research on it.
So Apple created technically it's not VR or AR because they made up their own term, but
it's like a mix.
It's kind of like an Oculus, but way more expensive.
Yeah. $3,400.
So wait, would this be the first one that has AR? In a VR headset?
They can all do that.
Yeah.
So that's called pass-through, and Oculus has been doing it for a while. The Meta Quest Pro is the first one to do full color pass-through, and that's kind of what they're aiming for with this. Is they want to let you work in your natural environment, like you like pull tabs around and work with your hands. But in an AR environment.
Yeah. Okay.
It's got a lot of really cool stuff. I'm not gonna lie. So it's got a camera on the inside of the lens that tracks your face. So all the displays that show. There's a display on it that shows your face through the headset if you're working around other people.
So I saw like 2 memes about this. I understand a lot more.
Yeah.
You explain
it kind of works the same way Meta tried to do the whole like VR working environment thing.
Yeah.
But it will actually show your eyes. Yeah. I don't know if it'll show like your facial expressions, but
I believe it's live track. Yeah.
But that makes a lot more sense because when it first came out, it's when Zuckerberg was like, oh. Yeah, and you can do this, and that's where the meme starts.
Yeah,
he's talking to like an interviewer or something, like Daily Show or whatever.
Meta dropped the Quest 3 like a week before Apple's announcement. Yeah, and now Apple dropped theirs. Like I think they undercut that on purpose.
Probably
the Meta Quest 3 the more I look at it, the more I think it's a waste of time. They just made it thinner, lighter, and updated the controllers.
So every single Apple product ever.
Oh yeah, but it's the same lenses, so it's the same resolution.
Yeah.
On the Meta Quest 3?
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm like, that's your biggest downfall
Yes.
is your lenses. Like, like Apple, they went to OLED lenses that are 4K.
Yeah.
That is miles ahead of almost anyone else in the space right now.
Yeah.
Because I think
Well, there's probably only one person in China making that, and then Apple couldn't get their hands on that.
but the children in the factories get to wear those now, so they can pretend they're outside playing.
Oh,
I've seen that was a meme too, but
sad. I believe it.
But
yeah.
yeah, that's a very big downfall, especially with an upgraded new year model.
is the
You don't want to upgrade the fucking lenses?
supposedly the same lenses as far as we can tell. Like nothing else is really changing. Like it's gonna be faster, lighter, better, but like I don't see like a generational jump.
I'll say give it one or like. So how long from the last?
From when the Quest 2 came out, you
Yeah.
mean? Oh god, that's probably been
Okay.
like 4 or 5 years.
So cut that to
Like
2.5 years or 2 years. They're gonna come out with a 3 Pro, and it'll have a better lens.
but they didn't come out with a 2 Pro. They didn't come out with a 1 Pro.
Yeah.
They came out with the Meta Quest Pro. They already
Because
have
now
Pro.
that there's more of a hype on VR, they're gonna do that. There wasn't hype, but
that's-
wasn't hype for the first 3 iPhones. But ever since then, they had 3 different iterations of the iPhone 5.
yeah, 5S, and 5SE.
Yeah,
And I had 2 of those. I had a 5S and a 5SE.
Like they're gonna start to do that.
and that's when I stopped buying Apple products because they're
Yeah.
the same
Base.
shit.
iPhone 13
But,
gang over here.
But no, the Quest 3 is what should have been up. It should be the upgrade, and it seems like it's not. Like it's got
they're
better.
still gonna make.
No.
They're still gonna make.
It's got better
lot
lenses,
of
better
money on-
sensors, better controllers. But
I'll
it
say
just-
they're gonna make their money on that.
Oh, yeah.
The money they make off that, they're gonna throw it in there quickly to make a better screen.
oh no, absolutely, they should.
And then they're gonna come out with the Pro and.
But I was hoping
they're gonna come out
this-
with half the time, half the turnover.
I was hoping this would be the better screen. This would be the upgrade.
yeah,
the
you hope-
controllers are better. I'll give them that.
Apple doesn't give you what you want. You
Well,
just,
this is
you
Meta.
just you just continue.
Apple's-
Oh well, this is
Apple's
better.
just throwing shit at the wall and hoping it
Yeah,
sticks.
exactly.
Yeah.
I don't know. Again, my biggest thing is lenses. Like, yeah, that's
Yeah.
cool. You guys made it thinner. You made it more powerful. It's.
But I'm seeing the same
doesn't it-
screen.
Exactly.
Like-
I'm looking at the same thing, but you want me to go out and buy a new thing price wise.
What does that say there?
The Quest 2 came out October 13th, 2020.
Okay, so it's really not.
2.5 years.
That's. I thought it was older than that. Okay.
Now,
Okay.
Oh, the Rift 2 came out in 18, I think. That's
Yes.
what I'm
Yes.
thinking of.
Yes.
now with the Quest 2, they did say when the 3 came out that they were gonna release some update that the Quest 2 gets like a 19% overclock or something.
Yeah.
I mean,
I saw
good
that
for
in the
them if they
release.
can do that.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, that's.
But they-
not many companies are going to do that to their older products.
The problem with the Quest, because I have one, is heat. Because you can run the screen at 120 refresh rate and it's awesome, but it gets so hot. Like the actual
remember
device
that.
gets hot. Like I turned the screen back down to 90 so it wouldn't get so hot and just murder the battery. It's crazy.
And I think my CV1 is already hot at 90 hertz.
Oh yeah, imagine running a wireless with a standalone controller.
Oh
At-
yeah, yours
at a-
is wireless. Yeah.
So it's got a controller that's running signal back and forth to the computer. Like that thing gets toasty.
Shit.
You're
But-
putting a lot more processing power on a smaller form factor.
And
Yeah.
then
But yeah,
to go back to the Vision Pro, Tim Cook was on some TV show and he acknowledged that he knows that not everyone can afford them.
well,
Like,
I mean, this is
Well-
the Pro model. If they're going to stick to their name, they made the best thing they can make now, and in a year they'll make the regular Apple Vision.
the Vision Air.
If honestly, if they do, and it's like $1,500 for the same lenses and not all the
How
spans,
much is this?
$3,500.
It's an Apple product.
Yeah.
Welcome to their infrastructure.
Now with 3,500, you know what you can do?
Literally
fuck yourself,
anything
I don't-
else.
Sure, but you can build a gaming computer, get a Valve Index or a Quest,
And save $500
and
per game.
save,
This is true.
and save a bunch of money for beer.
That's the
pizza,
thing
games.
is this isn't made for games. This is made for pro developers,
Well,
for people who want.
I will say, didn't the demo
Important.
that they announced have Kojima in there? And
believe
they were
so.
basically like, please start
Yeah, it's coming to
porting
Mac.
games over
yeah
to Mac.
Yeah, they're
please.
trying to make it as open as they can
But
to
I
bring
mean,
them in there.
I don't know, for the price point. I mean, I'm sure Andy hasn't. Have you guys even seen the new like fully decked out Mac specs?
Oh, they're insane.
Yeah, they're insane.
They're like, what was it, $12,000 or $13,000 for a fully
Oh, yeah.
maxed out
Or for that
machine.
new
Which-
Mac Pro, yeah.
To
Yes.
be fair,
And
they're
that's just
beasts.
internals.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
not including wheels, monitors, shit like that. And it's
That's
like,
$300.
I
wheels.
love the.
I thought they were more than that. I thought they were like 600 wheels.
Probably.
the monitor stand is $1,000.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
It's a little bent piece with a little latch on it. It's
remember that.
$1,000.
Apple products.
You're right. The wheels are $690.
Yeah, because
$699.
why would you need to roll
They're
your
$700.
computer?
I mean, don't get me wrong. They're gorgeously designed.
Hold on. Can we go back to episode 1 where you said it's $199.99? Yeah, Marcus, it's $200.
No, it's not.
Okay,
It is
$700. Whatever.
Yeah. Okay. I just want to make sure
Yeah.
that we have this continuity,
Tax
sir.
exists and it's theft.
But yeah, Apple's really interesting. They do a lot of cool stuff, but man, they're not afraid to just throw shit at the wall and say it's expensive. You can't afford it. That's your problem.
Well, and I think kind of the niche with Apple products is but the design. The design of the case. It's all aluminum, and it's like
HP designed this.
I don't give a shit about what it looks like. I want it to run fast.
To be fair, the design for their headband looks garbage because it doesn't have an over-the-top.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
just a halo.
It's gonna
outside.
sag.
And I'm like, it's gonna be so uncomfortable. Plus, it has to be wired to run it. It's not wireless.
You get 2 hours of battery life with it.
Yes, or you can plug it into your MacBook. It's like that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's
but-
going to be such a niche thing for
Absolutely.
years.
But again,
well, it'll be like regular VR when that came out.
but they'll drop the Vision Air or the Vision Lite or whatever,
Yes.
and that'll be $1,500, and people will be like, "Well, we can afford this one."
go get one now.
We talk shit about it, but like, give it 5 years.
On-
It's going to be very mainstream.
I'm glad they're doing it because they can push 4K lens technology, and then everyone else can follow.
Because
that
Apple
would be awesome.
Apple has a marketing. Because when Microsoft tried doing this, their marketing is shit.
Oh God,
And
Microsoft's
it
marketing is
failed. It
miserable.
failed bad. 'Cause
Microsoft's
they can't
marketing
market it.
is you have Windows installed, pop up, use Bing. It's like no,
Yes.
like don't do that to me.
Yeah, as someone that has 11 now, I get why people hate it.
One of the other cool things announced at the Apple WWDC conference,
Oh, Jesus Christ.
the Worldwide Developer Conference, is they are no longer going to autocorrect your word to ducking. They have finally learned that no one ever means to say the words ducking hell. They have announced they're going to use AI to monitor it and then not autocorrect it to ducking now. So they're going to stop.
It took 17 iOS versions for this, baby.
When iOS 17 drops in September, it will no longer autocorrect to duck.
Wow, congratulations.
I mean,
Apple.
after-
Android's been ahead of the game
welcome
for
to fucking
17
2013.
years.
I've had Apple since freshman year of
yeah.
high school, and I think every single Apple product I've ever owned, one of the first things I do within the first month of owning, I turn the autocorrect off because I just
you
don't. Because I
you have
just
to.
don't care.
Yeah.
like you're never that close. I'll just be pissed off, backspace, and then type out the word correctly.
You have to because it'll autocorrect words it'll autocorrect words that you meant to type.
Yeah.
Like every once in a while, it'll be like, you type porch and it's like that's not the right word. It's like, no, I typed that
You mean
word.
pouch?
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
Yeah.
it's like the same thing. So I'm sure you guys have noticed because when I'm typing fast on my phone, I usually spell that, THAT, that wrong.
sure.
Yes.
Yeah, my phone just automatically corrects to that now.
Oh,
that's what it
if
thinks
Apple,
I'm
if,
typing.
if iOS learned your common mistakes and helped you fix it, that'd be one thing. No, it wants me to
It's-
adapt to their autocorrect.
it learns-
and I'm like,
it's-
bitch, no, this is backwards.
It's predictive. So
Yeah.
if you
Yeah.
spell that wrong 20 times, it's going to go, oh, well, this is what you meant to type.
Exactly. It's learning what you're typing wrong,
Exactly.
and it
Yeah.
thinks that's what you want to type.
Mine,
so it'll start autocorrecting.
I don't have the patience for it to fix itself, so
Yeah,
I just
no.
said, fuck you, go
Well,
away.
Before I switched to Android, it was around the time where you can finally install aftermarket keyboards on iPhone. And I think if you put Swift key on your iPhone, it has better text prediction.
He doesn't
I don't
care.
even know the settings that I have on it. I just know that it's not predictive anymore. I do still have like suggested words. There's technically 2 different types of suggested words because you can have one row above the keyboard and then you have one, like if you tap the word that is underlined red, you can hit it and then you get other options that are usually somewhat close to
what you meant to type.
to the other words that are on the row above your keyboard.
Okay, sure.
So there's kind of 2 options if you really got into it.
Sure.
But
So
yeah,
what-
no, I definitely turn that off
Oh, yeah,
the
no.
second I get my phone, it seems like.
Yeah,
Totally
no,
get it.
that's understandable.
Yeah.
Now what? Do we go into
News? I don't know.
The same.
What do we have?
I'll say
You
I
had
have
that,
something that was not on our list.
Well, then why
sure.
wasn't it on the list?
Because I watched the video literally right before I left. Administrative results did his face review.
Oh, that was like a month ago. Yeah, the talking balaclava has died. He's
that was a
officially-
month ago.
It's been a while. It's been at least a couple weeks.
Yeah,
because Brandon has already made a
because
video about it.
Yeah, I watched that video today,
Yeah.
and then I immediately watched the face reveal. but I'm also I think I'm 13 days behind on my YouTube.
Yeah, so
suggested.
it was
I'm
2 weeks
2 weeks
ago.
ago.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. Speaking of
a little late. But...
Speaking of stuff like that, did you watch the new AK-50 update?
No, I saw it in the
it's-
suggested. I know it's there. I just don't want to. I have so many other videos. I literally have probably 200 videos to watch right now between all my subscriptions and shit because I'm 13 days behind, and it was the month of freedom.
Oh, yeah.
Which was a huge time suck.
Yeah,
like
daily
I'm
upload.
yeah, so I'm right now. I am. There's 2 days left in May, according to Cletus's time
God.
frame of how far
you
back I am.
You are 2 weeks.
Yeah, I am.
ago.
I'm 2 weeks behind right now. So
I do want to say I did see the thumbnail and the video for the AK-50 update.
It's the exact type of nerd machinist shit that I love.
yeah, I'll
to
say
watch.
because the machining video when they went to that
Titans of
Oh
CNC.
my god,
when they went there, that was a really good video.
That was
I really do like that.
gorgeous machining.
This is him playing
Yeah.
with all the parts that he's going to assemble into this thing. It's so cool. You just get to see him like nerd out over his own stuff that he's building.
Yeah, he's like, oh, I thought this, and I 3D printed it, and now I get to see it in real life
Yeah,
out
now-
of metal. And
now it's all
paint.
metal.
How many years has he been working on this project? At least 3.
Oh, at
Oh
least.
god, fucking.
When I
longer
started
than that.
watching him, he was already at V1 when I started, and that was a long time ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bet it's fucking 4 or 5.
At least. It's been quite a while. But good on him. It's like all the parts are back, like all the like trunnions are back and heat treated, so they're all black. Like they look so sick.
Nice.
I'm so excited for this.
Okay, I can't wait to watch that video then.
Yeah, definitely put it on your list for I don't know, 3 weeks from now when you catch up to anything.
Well, it should be like a week and a half away. It
Fair.
shouldn't be the 2 full weeks.
Since we're talking about YouTube,
Yeah.
right now is Sick Summer, the Sick Week Drag Week event. It's going through here. It starts in Cordova, goes to Byron, goes to Great Lakes, and it goes back to Cordova tomorrow. Since Cletus was on it, we're like, oh hey, it's like, why don't we go to Byron? And
I
like
saw Michael did.
Michael, we were supposed to go, but we had some robot parts we had to finish making for Aaron, so we could machine them and then deliver them the next day. So we're
yeah.
like,
Ooh.
okay, we'll skip this today and then go. We'll go to Cordova tomorrow, Friday.
Cordova's in Wisconsin, right?
No, it's in Illinois. It's right. It's like right up by Iowa.
Okay.
It's right back where I was last weekend.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Now I remember.
Basically, you literally follow the border on the other side. But
Sick.
so we're like, oh shit, we'll just go Friday, which is tomorrow.
Yeah.
And because Obermiller doesn't really care about drag racing, he's not interested in it, but he likes watching Cletus's stuff because he gets to see them build the car.
He is a car guy. Like he's not gonna have a bad time going there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
But his main thing is like he wants to see the car he's been watching on YouTube for a year or 2 years now.
yeah,
That's
absolutely.
That's a fair point.
I get off work, like we
Totally
talked about it at 5 o'clock, whatever. I come up here, click on YouTube. First video I see is, we have no oil pressure, we're going home. I'm just like,
Are you fucking kidding me?
so now he doesn't want to go.
Well, I saw one of the thumbnails was like devastating day at Sick Week.
That was day 2, the alternator goes out.
Okay.
Day 3, they lose oil pressure. I'm just like, I text him, like, well, they sent the car home, like no oil pressure. He's like, well, that answers that.
Was
I'm
he
like,
gonna be there though?
Shit.
Cletus?
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's racing. If the car didn't break, they were racing tomorrow at Cordova. That's the last day.
That's what I mean. Like, so Mullet might be down, but they still have fucking 3 others.
That's the only car they sent.
What?
Watching all the videos, no one else is there. I am shocked by that. I thought there'd be 2 or 3 teams of cars
Well,
there.
okay, that might be because Sick Week is a smaller event than some of the other.
Sick Summer. Sick Week is a good size event. Sick Summer is an even small.
Yeah.
Like when they were at Byron, because it started raining at like 2 o'clock, so they didn't get to run much.
Gotcha.
The car slid the entire way down the track.
I believe in that.
Like Byron's track prep is notoriously bad. So I watched the video and just spin the whole way. Like they ran like an 8.9 or something in a 3,000 horsepower car. I'm like, that's
pretty rough.
So yeah, after they literally the event threw out Byron because that day it rained and
Pretty much fucked
everyone
it.
spun. So they just threw the whole day out. So I was like, we'll go watch the last day. Like that's when everyone will be trying the hardest because that's
And
when
they've also dialed it in over the last couple days.
that's when every 10th matters for your turn-in slip because if you're trying to chase first or second and you're off by a 10th of a second, you're gonna go run the car even harder than you've been running it all week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm like, this will be great. And he's like, and he's out. I'm like, fuck. I'm like, he doesn't want to go now.
You can get the day off.
I'm like, I could just not show up.
Yeah.
I might just convince him to go anyway. We'll see what happens tomorrow
If I didn't
morning.
have
think
2
it'd be
people
fun.
gone from work already, I would consider just not even calling in, just not showing up.
just
but-
not going. But we'll see about that. We're gonna leave it tomorrow at 9, so we'll at least be in. We can see what he's thinking before that. But
Gotcha.
yeah,
Nice.
damn.
The other thing you had in your list was Milwaukee police car.
I sure did. That was more of a news story to just kind of throw in if we had dead air, but
Okay.
I can definitely throw that in. That was a fun little
Go for
story.
it.
Yeah, what was that about?
I'll pull it up. It's a fun. I already have the link here.
Did you tell me that already?
No, this is news to me.
Okay.
Boy.
Headline reads, Milwaukee man awaiting trial for stealing squad car. Steals another squad car, police say.
Based.
Daniel Barton, 34, was arrested by Shorewood police after stealing another police car when he was supposed to be going to court for stealing the first police car. I'm like, really? This is what's happening here?
I guess he didn't do it good enough the first time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're good at something, then
Like, did he
Never
steal
quit.
a Charger, an Explorer?
It doesn't say in the article. I think there's a video of it going on, but I wasn't gonna like try to watch that live and
Those
comment
police
it.
Explorers?
fuck.
Oh, they're sick.
They got, what do they have, the 3.7 EcoBoost? Like, it's
You can
something
get-
you cannot get any normal
You
Explorer.
can get a 3.7 in them. Like the Tauruses, you get a 3.7 or a 3.5 EcoBoost or a regular 3.5.
Yeah.
I'm assuming the Explorer is the same way.
Probably.
But either way, like
Yeah.
it's like really like you get arrested for stealing a police car. So while you're waiting trial, you just go do it again. They later
Modern one that has a bunch of tracking.
they later found him hiding in a trash can.
Me.
Like
The trash man.
I get it. Like if you're gonna be that guy, God bless, just be that guy.
you know what? Yeah, someone's got to do it.
Yeah.
So
What was the news you were talking? Unless you gotta throw something in?
I can just toss this in here. So
Okay.
did you guys see there's going to be a NASCAR like
In
stock
Chicago?
car?
In Chicago.
I want to
no,
go.
not in Chicago.
Oh?
Racing at 24 Hours of Le Mans.
Oh, I did
my
see that.
God. Oh.
Yes, I did.
It's-
I saw a picture of
The
that.
funniest thing to me is they had to put headlights in it.
Oh yeah. Yeah, because
Oh.
you race 24 hours.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I did
the
not.
the thing I saw, it was the promo picture, or it might have been like a meme or something. And somebody said this is a real picture because I think NASCAR was promoting it. There's a single NASCAR
I think I know
in
what
a
picture you're talking
field
about.
of F1 cars and shit.
LMP cars.
Yeah. And I was like, it's the size difference is fucking insane.
Oh god, they're
It's like go-karts
Yeah.
with a fucking 1 ton
Yeah.
truck.
Yeah,
like, it's
those-
unbelievable.
those hyper LMP cars are tiny.
Yeah,
like,
it was a funny perspective picture to see.
It's
And,
even fun because they run all the classes at the same time. Like the GT car, like they'll run a Ford GT next
Yeah.
to these things, and they look huge. I'm like,
Yeah.
I've seen a GT. They're
Was
tiny.
it was it that picture?
yes.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at how cool that is standing out.
Yeah.
goes hard.
It's a foot taller than anything else around it easily, if
And
not
a,
more.
a lot of the memes I've seen was just like red, white, and blue. There's a fucking run.
God
Yeah.
bless.
Honestly, I am excited to see. Like it's just neat.
It's
That's
so cool.
something you would do in a video game.
Yes,
like
I have
you would
done
literally,
that.
yeah, exactly. You on Forza, you would fucking just randomly grab whatever car fits in this
Mm-hmm.
class. All of a sudden, you look around the field that you're starting, and you're like, I brought a supercharged Raptor on fucking slicks to
Yeah.
an LMP1 race.
Yeah.
fuck it, we ball.
Yeah.
Fuck it, we all let my ass out the rail
Yeah,
already.
it puts you up into A class. You're like, wait, these cars are fast. Like, wait a
It's like,
minute.
oh fuck, I'm in a brick.
Yeah.
Yeah, literally.
It's-
It's just random shit like that. Absolutely, I'd love to
Yeah, I would
drive a stock car in a fucking.
Love to run my
LMP1
700
class.
horsepower push rod V8 for 24 hours.
Okay.
Can you imagine how miserable that is?
Well, they'll have driver changes, but
I
Yeah.
don't.
They have
You had
3
doing an
drivers.
hour in one of those cars?
they have.
Oh, it's gonna be nasty.
It's gonna be miserable.
But like it's
They're not made for comfort.
No.
I mean, how long's a NASCAR race doing 200 mile an hour? Okay,
4 hours.
yes, but you're always turning the same way.
And you got 200 miles an hour of wind cooling the car off, and not hard braking, hard acceleration. With,
True.
Yeah.
Well,
with cars flying past you 50
my
mile an hour
my
faster.
point is just of the noise is like at least with start and stop you have more of a throttle range. It's not going to be fucking. It's not going to be that dead noise the whole time.
But you're gonna be starting and stopping all the time.
Yeah,
like it's gonna be
Like I said,
brutal.
this is the shit that I'm curious about.
I'm so
I wanna
glad they're
fucking
doing
watch
it.
it.
It's so
I
cool.
do also. I don't know if it's even possible, but I'd love to go up to Chicago to see the stock car race.
And yeah,
It's gonna be terrible.
That's
Trying
it.
it's tickets are like somebody said the ticket price and it was fucking a lot.
You
but
just
like
show up. It's Chicago. What are they gonna do? Arrest you?
yes,
Yes.
thank God.
They'll arrest us for that. That's for sure. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, no. I'm
well,
like,
so explain me what's the news of the stock cars in Chicago?
They're doing a road course through Chicago streets.
yeah.
Yeah, they're repaving
yeah.
like a good chunk of the city.
Oh
in
wow,
order
they're
to
actually going to
prep
redo the
this.
fucking roads in Illinois.
Yeah, it's the only way we can do it is if we have NASCAR backing us.
Yep.
Yeah.
The course is shaped kind of like a figure 8, but they don't cross in the middle. It loops
Yeah.
around itself.
Okay.
It's a cool looking course. It looks like something you'd play on Wreckfest.
And when is that?
Yeah, literally.
I have no idea.
I
gonna
thought
be
it was like
close.
August of this
The
year.
other day, it's like
something.
next month or two.
It's going to happen
Yeah, it's
supposedly.
Chicago NASCAR, I guess.
But like every day I'll see like they're still gonna happen. The next day it's like everyone's mad about the noise they're gonna make, and it's like they're still gonna happen. Like,
fuck 'em.
It's just back and forth over and over. So
Yeah, I'm
Here we
pretty.
go. NASCAR Chicago Street Race.
Oh, July
Yeah.
2nd.
July 2nd.
Oh no shit.
Damn.
Wait, what?
Are you sure?
Yeah, July 1st and 2nd, 2023, Grant Park.
Course.
I'll be damned. Okay.
yeah.
I want to see how many tickets are. Or how much
They're
tickets
probably
are.
expensive.
Oh yeah, I gotta work
Okay,
on
what's
the
the
third.
damage?
Yeah.
How much?
It's only
Okay.
Chicago. It's not
For-
the far of a drive, Nick.
No,
We'll be
but
back at night.
No, my luck, I'll have to fucking open.
For general admission,
Yeah,
Yeah,
take a guess.
$150 a ticket.
Nope.
300.
Are we high or low?
Andy's low. Nick, you're kind of in the middle.
Oh god.
In the middle means he's got it.
Well, but there, I
He's
don't.
middle low? Like it's like $500?
No.
Oh.
No. Okay. So
Say
they
the
give
damn number.
269 wink wink gamer number
Nice.
through $353.
Yeah. So depending on like
A
what
single
bleachers
ticket.
you
I was
have,
like, I don't
or,
know
you
what does that
seats.
really get you on a road course
Well,
in
here, I'll-
Chicago. Like,
uh,
are they just gonna put
right.
bleachers and you get to sit
Okay, well, what we're
there?
gonna do is we're gonna come over here and we're gonna get really drunk in your living room, and it's gonna be fan fucking tastic.
How is that different than any other day? How is that different than
Because
right
I'll be
now?
watching NASCAR, which I haven't watched since I was
That's
fucking.
fair. You're gonna pay for the subscription
God,
to
yeah.
watch
Like,
NASCAR?
what-
Sorry.
Yeah. Okay.
So
Ooh.
hold on. There's two different ones. There's general admission and then general admission plus.
if
Whoa.
general
General
already $260.
admission is $269.
Nice.
It's a 2-day admission, includes trackside viewing, includes access to lakefront green concert area,
Yeah.
walkthrough experience with landmark monuments through a 75-year history of NASCAR. Fans enjoy cashless food and beverage offerings with the swipe of a wristband. Ooh, RFID. Sample some of Chicago's signature dishes, so hot dogs,
Hot dog,
Hot-
deep dish.
hot dogs, and then festival activities and experiences including taverns, Ferris wheel rides, and much more. So they're probably going to push more people towards the pier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then general admission plus is everything,
All that stuff.
at general admission plus a lounge, comfortable seating.
Yeah. You, like kind of like fast passes.
Oh, a
and
full
shit.
service bar, a
Exactly.
large
But you have to pay
screen.
for the full service. But it's not
Really?
free.
Yeah.
Li-
but it's
listen to this,
access, so
though.
you don't have to wait for the line.
Yeah.
Listen to this,
Well,
though.
you will because there'll be other people in
Yeah,
that line. But yeah.
air-conditioned premium restrooms.
Oh man.
Honestly,
To be fair,
you want to use a porta shitter when it's fucking
No.
July 2nd, it's 100 degrees out,
Well,
there's a
it would
million
be-
people in
no
Chicago.
way.
Well, fuck no.
Okay.
I'm okay.
I cannot wait.
I don't want to sweat to death in a porta shitter.
I need to like do a Google like
do a Google.
well, I need to like set it up to where I can like nitpick every story about the terrible fucking crimes and shit. Like people's
There's
cars
a lot
getting
of
stolen into, fucking murders and shit, like all over. Because it's in Chicago.
Do you not use the app for that?
What?
HeyJackass.com. They run live stats on Chicago murders and car thieves.
Oh, no.
You guys don't use that?
No.
Okay, so yeah,
Oh,
I
God,
need
I
to
got
fucking
it.
put that as my browser on
It's-
fucking July.
It's one of my
4th,
favorite
I guess.
websites.
It's literally just Chicago.
Let's see.
Year to date, shot and killed 245.
So wait, what's the website called?
HeyJackass.com. I cannot make this up. It's one of my favorite websites.
God.
It just shows how miserable Chicago
Chicago
is.
shot clock.
Yeah, every 3 hours someone gets shot. Every 14 hours someone gets shot and killed. Chicago's a great place.
Oh, hey, only
It
Yeah.
breaks down the shot placement
Oh, yeah.
on the body.
in a 30-day stupidity trend,
Mm-hmm.
only 21.3% were killed and 78.7 were only wounded.
Yeah. Let me
It's pretty good odds. That means they can't aim.
Oh god, that's
We all knew.
So Chicago has noise detectors. They're called shot spotters, and they'll detect when a gunshot goes off around them.
yeah.
Let's go for just Englewood. Has 8,895 detected this year so far.
Okay, but now hold
That's
on.
one neighborhood.
That is one neighborhood. That is a lot.
Englewood is not the worst neighborhood. Either.
How about, you know,
But maybe because
Well, wait.
of gunshot noises, but like I've been through Englewood. It's not,
Okay.
that's crazy.
What classifies a
a gunshot? It's any noise
a
that
car could backfire loud enough to technically set that?
8,895 times in
Oh
one
no, I'm
neighborhood.
sure it's
Even
mostly
at
shots.
90%, that's still
That's-
7,000.
That's
That's
this,
a lot.
That is this year so far. That's not like
And we're
Shot
halfway into
in
the
the
year.
ass-o-meter.
that is a real thing.
Shot in the junkometer.
Yeah.
Oh, how many people were shot in the junk?
17.
How many people were shot in the junk through to the ass with the exit hole going?
Or do you
out
want
the
the
ass?
do you want the selfie number where they did it to themselves? That's a 16.
I
That's a
believe that.
Yeah.
I gotta set
Gotta
this
flex
as like
the
my
game.
homepage. That's
Or
hilarious.
let's go with carjackings. We're at 409 this year so far.
Big fucking
Hey,
oof.
last
You know, I
year-
cannot wait to see and hear stories about like the horrors. It's because people are going to be parking 3 miles away.
Oh, easy.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I
Oh,
mean?
yeah.
Like, it's gonna be fucking insane.
How many Kias are going to be stolen?
Oh,
the ones that did not get the recall
Every
fix?
Kia.
Because
It'll be
they not all of them are fixed by
Oh,
now.
God,
It's
no.
been
Also, do you guys know like about
been-
that, like the Kia boys and shit?
Yeah, we know about. Yeah,
Yeah, I know.
I-
We haven't driven Caitlin's car because of it.
yeah, because it will disappear.
Oh, to Chicago, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh, I was like, surely you're still driving around here.
well, around here, but like anywhere towards
Anywhere-
the Chicago area.
fuck, that's
Fuck no.
fine.
yeah, no, because they will just steal the shit
Yeah,
out
they
of it.
fucking
It's
jacked
fixed
that shit.
now, but
But yeah, no, that's one of my favorite websites. When someone's like, "We need to do," I'm just like, "Hold up!" Like, here's the numbers for this year, and they're like,
Gun control.
Like-
Here,
they're
look
like,
at
really?
the most restricted state.
I-
Third most restricted
"No,
state.
it's us in New York." I would say we're one of the worst.
Oh, no.
'Cause
Well, I'll
you
say
literally can't buy
New York,
shit.
California, and Illinois are going to be the 3 strictest, and we are fucking
right now.
terrible.
Right now,
at
we're
it.
worse than California. I will put that out. We have worse gun laws in California right now because we cannot even buy single shots ARs. Anything that looks scary is banned. Like anything with a threaded barrel is banned.
They haven't given a fuck about California in a while,
Yeah.
as far as like restrictions and shit.
Yeah. They at least know the way around theirs. Ours, it says if it looks like that, no.
Yeah.
Like it's super bad. And there's a bill trying to go through that bans weapon lookalikes, which would ban like every airsoft gun that looks like something
Christ.
real.
Sick.
Jesus fuck. Give
Yeah.
them an inch and they'll take a fucking mile.
That's what I said about your mother.
whoa!
I'm just
Oh,
kidding.
we
I would
clipped.
Yeah, we clipped hard. You guys all went woo at the same time.
I didn't. I was shaking my head.
Yeah. But no, that's always a fun website to look through.
That's fantastic.
Well, I can't wait to.
Well, I
we
can't
need to
say
have
fun.
we need to have that up while watching the live. We
Live.
need every 10 people shot. We need to chug a beer.
It doesn't live update, I'm sorry.
Fuck!
It-
I wish.
I think
I
it-
wish they
Is
did
it like
have
on the
it.
day?
it's every like Tuesday or something they update.
Well, we can
it.
make a bet like at the end of a show.
Oh my
like,
God,
This
like,
is what
yeah.
next week will.
person furthest off of their number,
Oh
like
my
that they
God.
guessed, has to chug like fucking 3 beers or something,
just
shit, in
something
a matter of
terrible,
5 minutes or
something
something.
bad,
Yeah. Here's
That would
some,
be a
pi-
fun
some
segment.
pickled egg juice.
Ugh.
Or just bring the moonshine in here. You can just,
Okay, I'm down with that. 'Cause that means I get fucked up,
I'd take the moonshine.
or I go
Yeah.
blind.
yeah, Blue's driving home.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that's enough for Chicago talk. We got anything else depressing to talk about, Nick?
Yeah, I because this all happened this afternoon.
Super
so-
recently from what it
Yeah,
looked
so I
like.
just kind of tried to get as much of a short summary as I can with it making sense.
Yeah, because there's a lot. It's a lot of stuff
This,
happening.
yeah, this isn't even the whole point.
I don't even know what
This-
fuck any of that was that you sent.
This
and it's
is-
developing like right now. Like,
This is 2 pages out of probably 9.
at least it's a
Give me a
huge thing.
TLDR, but
Well, this is what this is. And I had to put an update before we went live because Reddit just announced something like 30 minutes before we went live.
Oh yeah, that
Of
AMA.
course, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks, Reddit.
So we all use Reddit in here, I take it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or you kind of do?
for porn mostly, yeah.
Attaboy.
I
respect
scroll
the
every now and
honesty.
again, yeah.
I respect the honesty.
I mean, what else is it there for? Let's be honest.
oh, come the fuck
No,
on.
I actually use Reddit a lot. It's actually
Yeah.
really anytime you have any tech problem, you search how do I fix Reddit? And it immediately
So,
finds it.
did I ever tell you guys the story? So last year at work, our
You were watching
voicemail
porn.
system went down. So, and we have a Avaya, which is just a
told me about it.
huge pain in the ass to work with, and to pay for them to come out to fix it was not cost effective. I literally went on the Avaya subreddit. It was like, here's what's going on. Da, 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 da. I had a guy DM me. He was from Florida. He used to be in Avaya tech. He's like, yeah, just download this app and I will show you what's wrong and how to fix it. 2 minutes later, it was fixed.
Yeah. You love
And I
you love-
spent 4 days trying to fix it.
Sometimes there's nice
myself.
people on the internet.
No,
you
there
just have to
really
go
are.
through all the. You have to.
Well, yeah.
And sometimes
clear all
it
the
starts
creeps
exactly
first.
the same and then they steal all your money.
Yeah.
This is
Yep.
true.
So what do you use to go on Reddit? Like, do you use their
Yeah.
official app?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Their official
yes,
one.
yes.
Okay.
To be fair, I do too.
Oh, you do now.
I've
Okay,
always used it.
I
Yeah.
thought you used Reddit is fun for some reason.
I think I was gonna try it,
Or you tried it.
and I ended up just on the new phone. I think the old phone has it, but my new phone has just the Reddit app because I don't use it enough to justify.
Fair. Okay, yeah, I was just saying your guys'
There-
case. Yeah, that makes sense.
There's a lot of ads and nonsense popping up now, so it's getting a
Yeah.
lot
I don't
worse.
use it as like in my typical rotation. It's more of a
Right.
every now and again. It's tech questions and shit.
See what's
Okay, then then that
And
makes
it
that makes
does
sense.
piss me off though, and I don't know if it's I do you guys say you're trying to read something and it's like, oh, pull up in the Reddit app? Does it just to redirect you to the fucking app store? Or does it actually take you to the fucking app every time?
It takes me to the app.
Okay, then it's an iPhone problem, and I hate that because it fucking redirects me to the app store, and then I have to click on open app, and when I open the app,
it's never at the right page.
It just goes to my main screen. I'm like, no, you stupid whore. It drives me fucking insane.
It will do that a lot where it just brings you to your main page instead of to the article. That part's annoying.
I would rather it open the app, though, because it still thinks I don't have the fucking app on my phone. It's like, dude,
That's an iPhone thing. Because you only have the apps don't get enough permissions to check your phone for other apps.
Yeah,
that's the problem with iPhones is they're so limited.
Yes,
which the EU's working on that. They're starting to allow third-party app stores, and they're fighting their way to get that allowed. That will help open up the access to the apps and let them work better.
Yes,
even officially supported apps will work better.
I was gonna say it's. Yeah,
hopefully.
I mean it's fucking Reddit.
And they can just put USB-C on the iPhone, please. It'd be so much better.
I still wouldn't buy one.
Oh god, no! But fuck Lightning.
I have no fucking complaints, really.
Your phone exploded like a year and a half ago
with an off-brand battery. Yes, I did.
Yeah.
But
so keep going if you could.
So long before the official Reddit app even became a thing, you had to rely on the third party. Yeah,
I remember.
Was this just for iOS or was it Android as well?
This issue?
This
app.
This one specifically is about iOS, I believe.
No, this is for both.
Is it?
Oh, okay.
This affects both platforms, iOS and Android. So before the official Reddit app even came out, because that was like 4 or 5 years ago, fairly recent.
Yeah, it wasn't that long.
You had to rely on third-party apps like Reddit is Fun, Apollo in this case. The other one was Alien Blue. Alien Blue was iOS only, same with Apollo. Because Apollo was developed by an ex-Apple employee.
Gotcha. I started reading that article that you sent.
Yes.
And that's about as far as I got. It was like, I used to work for Apple and I made this app for Reddit. And I'm like,
yes,
you lost me.
Yeah, like he was
I don't know enough.
His app was like one of the first dedicated mobile Reddit apps.
I gotcha.
Right.
So on April 18th, Reddit announced changes that would be coming to their API. Namely that the API is moving to a paid model for third-party apps, so it's no longer going to be free.
Yeah, which is cringe.
Yes.
So hold on.
So API is when like let's say you make an AI bot to scrape Reddit for all its info.
Yeah.
Every time it reaches back and forth, that's an API call. And every time you do that, it will now cost money.
Yes.
The problem is it costs a lot of money.
I was like, who does
whoever's writing the API to access
So
Reddit.
Apollo would be getting the bill.
Yes.
So then they would have to charge their users.
I think I don't know if you have like the numbers for like how often API calls go through there and stuff.
I do, yes.
Okay, yeah. If you want to, I'll let you keep going before I say something wrong.
So Reddit announced that they were going to be making changes to the API, and they were doing phone calls to like those developers, in this case Apollo here. Yep. They did not have a estimated price yet. They told them that it was going to take like 2 to 4 weeks. They mentioned that they were not looking to be like Twitter, which their API pricing is very high. Like we're talking $42,000 per month.
Yeah.
For
like, just third-party access.
What's TweetDeck is one.
Yeah.
So I'm not too familiar with Twitter, so I don't know like
I don't
third-party.
I use a first-party app for those. Yeah.
Yes. So 6 weeks later, from April 18th, they called the developer of Apollo to discuss the pricing. And then he I quickly put together a small app where I could input the prices and would output monthly/yearly costs for free users, paid users, etc. So I'd be able to process the information immediately. So the price that they gave Apollo was 24 cents for 1,000 API calls. He inputted that in his app and saw that it was not too far off from Twitter's outstanding high API prices at $12,000. And with the current usage that his app goes through now, that would cost almost $2 million per month or $20 million per year.
Yeah.
It's just this guy and I think like only 6 others like on this team that like make this app.
That's for this one app is $20 million a year just to access
Reddit.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now
the rich get richer.
Yes. Now this is where it gets really spicy.
Yeah, because that part sucks.
Yeah, that part sucks. Now this part just sucks even more, and that's when I found out this short update before we went live.
Right.
About 24 hours after the call with Reddit, the main developer received this odd message on Mastodon. Can you please comment publicly about the internal Reddit claim that you tried to blackmail Reddit for a $10 million payout to stay quiet? Then yesterday, moderators told me they were on a call with the Reddit CEO, and he said the following per their transcript. Apollo threatened us, said they'll make it easy if Reddit gives them 10 million. The guy behind the scenes is coursing us. He's threatening us. So he describes it as, because my memory is that you didn't take it as a threat, and you even apologized profusely when you admitted you misheard it. It's very easy to take a single line and make it look bad by removing all the rest of the context. So let's look at the full context. I can only assume you didn't realize I was recording the call, because there's no way you'd be blatantly lying if you did. As said, a common suggestion across the many threads on this topic was, if third-party apps are costing Reddit so much money, why don't they just buy them outright like they did with Alien Blue? That was the point I brought up. If running Apollo as it stands now will cost you $20 million yearly, as you quote, I suggested you cut a check to me to end Apollo. I said I'd even do it for half that or 6 months worth. $10 million. What a deal. The bizarre thing is, initially, on the call, you interpreted that as a threat. Even giving you the benefit of the doubt that maybe my phrasing was confusing, I asked for you to elaborate on how you found what I said to be a threat, because I was incredibly confused how you interpreted it that way. There's a transcript to the call during that section, and it, and it kind of made sense why I thought they may have confused it for that.
But they may have misheard that as like, give me 10 million. Like, no, it's like, buy my app for half the price it's going to cost you a year, and you can have it.
Yeah.
Which, why the fuck wouldn't you?
Well, because they have the official app, which sucks and feeds a bunch of ads, where I'm assuming most of these feed very minimal, trackers and stuff.
Yes.
And isn't stealing your data like most apps do.
Right.
True.
So, per the transcript, it's just only this one section of the call. Otherwise, he recorded the whole call, and there's a separate link to that on his Reddit post if you want to listen to that.
Of course, this is all allegedly. We don't know either of these people personally.
Right.
We have no proof other than what they're providing.
Yes. So, when I say me, it's the Apollo user, not me. Mm-hmm. Me. I can make it really easy on you. If you think Apollo's costing you $20 million per year, cut me a check for $10 million. We could both skip off into the sunset. We're good. That's mostly a joke. Reddit, 6 months of use. What do you mean? I know you said that was mostly a joke, but I want to take everything you're saying seriously, just to make sure I'm not. What are you referring to? Me. Okay, if Apollo's opportunity cost currently is $20 million at the 7 million requests in API volume, if that's your yearly opportunity cost for Apollo, cut that in half, say for 6 months. And then Reddit is saying, like, you cut out right at the end. I'm not asking you to repeat yourself for a third time, but you legit cut out right at the end if your opportunity cost is 10 million, and then I lost you. Basically trying to explain it all again. Reddit. I'm going to be very straightforward to you. It sounds like a threat, and I'm just like, oh, interesting, because one of the things we're trying to do is say, you have been using our API free of cost for many, many years, and we have absolutely sanctioned you have not broken any rules. And now we're changing our perspective for what we're telling you, and I know you disagree with it, that, hey, we want to operate on a thing that is financially footing. And so hopefully you mean something completely different from what I said when you say, like, go quietly. I just want to make sure. Me. How do you take that? Could you elaborate? Reddit. Oh, like, because you were like, hey, if you want this to go away. Me. I said, if you want Apollo to go quiet, like in terms of, I would say it's quite loud in terms of its API usage. Reddit. Oh, go quiet as in that. Okay, got it. Sorry. Yeah, that's a complete misinterpretation on my end. I apologize. I apologize immediately. Because what we're hearing in some conversations is folks like, like in others, making threats, and we're like, hey, that's not a conversation that we want to have, so I immediately apologize. At this point, them apologizing, and then the call just kind of ends.
So it definitely sounds like it was some entourage corporate lawyer type thing.
A stiff talking to a company owner.
A corporate lawyer-esque entity.
It's a lawyer
trying to
talking to a Reddit user. Looking
at this. Not to mention one of the probably most proficient Reddit. Within the top 1% of Reddit users.
Someone who knows it enough to make their own app.
To make their own app.
Exactly. So he's pretty deep in it.
Pretty cringe lord or meme lord, whatever you want to call it.
And then another point I wanted to make, that was like towards the end here. The one point I wanted to make is Canada is one person consent.
Oh, really?
So,
for phone recording?
Yes, so that's
Yeah.
why he was able
yeah.
to publish all that.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
One consent state's a really nice.
The
for
one
that.
good
Yeah.
thing Canada has going for it. Congrats.
And then the
Yep.
short update that I put in here half hour before we went live is the Reddit CEO announced he is doing an AMA, Ask Me Anything, tomorrow regarding the API changes. The thread was locked immediately to prevent any sort of comments, but the post is so downvoted all to hell. If you go to the AMA subreddit, you can't find the post because it's so downvoted.
Yeah, it's not in the top post.
and
of
it
the
was
hot post.
posted. And it was posted today. Like
It got immediately down bombed.
it's probably going to be downvoted more than the whole EA scandal because that holds the record for most downvoted posts.
it's going to be close. Well, this is you're taking Reddit and asking people on Reddit, hey, do you want us to ruin all these third-party things? And everyone's like, no, like that's
And
ridiculous.
you know where the majority of those downvotes came from? The third-party apps.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Like, legitimately.
a lot of first-partiers too. Yeah.
Oh
'cause
yeah,
that's-
yeah.
there's
'Cause anybody who doesn't have a problem with other people using third party who are also using the app are just gonna say, well, yeah, I would like to stand for this person who
Which-
also populates my
Yeah.
comforting app, that
And-
you use a lot.
And there's a bunch of subreddits that are going to be going private for
They're gonna be
2 days.
They're going dark from the 12th to the 14th, I think. And there's
In solidarity.
so many, like an obnoxious, like everyone I see is like,
Okay, so
should we
we're
do
going-
this?
like
Yeah.
like a lot of the
Gotta find porn on the different websites now for 2 days.
there's a lot of default ones. Like when you make an account, it
Mm-hmm.
subscribes you to like a few default ones. Even the
Yes.
default ones are going
Yeah,
private.
literally like
Like,
big
it's-
ones are going for 2 days. So it's crazy.
Good.
The only complaint, Ask Reddit won't do it, and that's one of the biggest subreddits.
Which I don't know who really moderates that either. Is the thing like that? Is,
You know what?
No.
You know what
Oh,
we should do?
There should be some.
Make one and then just
No,
make
go on to
dark.
Ask Reddit and say, why the fuck are you not going?
it probably
going
get
dark.
removed immediately.
Oh yeah, no.
The
Moderators.
times I
Fuck
have
it.
tried to make a
You know
thread
how?
on there and it
let's
gets
put
traction,
up a world
it's dead.
record with how many immediate deletes one Reddit account can do in
Well,
one day.
and
we
here's the
cannot
kind
beat
of
Reddit in a world record
Yeah.
contest.
Here's the kind of funny
worth
other
a
thing
shot.
too. I feel like if you were to make Ask Reddit go dark, a lot of things are not going to get done for that amount of time because there's going to be a lot of work people.
Yeah,
like,
Nick, how do I do this?
how do I do this? And nothing's
Which-
going to get accomplished.
Oh no,
well-
the bank systems are going to actually fail over time.
They might.
Unlike the scare that happened a month
The
ago.
the tech support one's going dark, and that had some controversy
Well,
because that one is helpful, but
So are you saying like they're going offline for the 2 days, or they're just no posts?
they're going to private.
Yeah, they're
they can
gonna
private
private
the
it.
community for 2
so
pages.
no posts, no
Yeah,
comments.
gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I could see why there was controversy for that
Could
one.
you still go
because
on the
that
app
is
and
really
look through the old ones, or no? It would be
You can,
Okay.
as long as you're subscribed to that.
Yeah, you can, but that's not
Gotcha.
the point. Is that you don't do that during that time.
Gotcha.
Yes, to
Yeah.
support the not to not.
I'll forget
support
what
the-
days are going to go dark anyway, so it'll be okay.
You don't use it enough to be a
It'll
problem.
be this upcoming week.
I believe it's the 12th through the 14th.
yeah. So that will be Monday through Wednesday. Oh shit.
Yeah.
As long as Pornhub and XNXX are up, we're good. We're
think you'll
fine.
be okay.
We're good.
God bless.
God bless, boss.
Yeah.
You have an addiction.
So I did. I
For
mean,
2 days, I mean, he ain't wrong for that.
I might be itching. I don't know.
Hold up. If
Hold
you,
up.
what do you
Wait
mean?
a minute.
What do you mean?
Itching my balls? I don't know.
Nick, is that a touchscreen?
this is yeah.
Oh God, I didn't
Yeah,
realize.
no.
I, thought it was like
I gotta
half
say,
it.
my mom did not cheap out when
That
she
thing's-
bought this Chromebook.
That thing is sick. Yeah, I
It
didn't.
it's an i3, 8 gigs of RAM. It's 128 gigs of storage.
Oh, that's for a Chromebook. That's plenty.
Yeah, no,
really good.
like it's snappy as shit.
Like
for
I
a
just saw you
Chromebook.
like closing it and you like touched the. Screen. I
yeah.
thought you were just like. I thought you were like stressing the screen
it-
at first.
It's a cheap screen. Like if I like.
Yeah, but I thought you were
Well,
doing
it
that
is
and like
touchscreen.
blacked out a big section. But no, it's a touchscreen. Oh, that's sick.
No,
That's
I get 12 hours of battery life on this thing. Like
Wow.
if I'm on Discord, like I have a bunch of apps opened up, and yeah,
I'm just reading the topics.
unreal.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't have it saved.
No,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
all the major topics.
I
One-
can have my phone unlocked and it'll keep this unlocked. Like,
One quick other thing. Did you guys see that Framework came out with a AMD powered CPU
I did.
for their new Mobos?
Yeah, it's out for pre-order right now.
And Linus swapped the motherboard.
Yes, he
Of
did.
his current model. That's
with a like
insane.
engineering sample one that didn't work.
Oh, I didn't see the full
you watch it?
video.
I
Spoiler.
didn't finish watching it either.
That was an engineering sample they brought there so he could play with it for a minute, but it doesn't like. You got to realize you're swapping a board that has no driver support.
Yeah.
So the keyboard doesn't work, the trackpad doesn't work, the touchscreen, nothing.
But you can do it though. Like that is
It
incredible
loaded the Windows lock screen which for having no drivers is incredible.
Yes.
And they're like, this is a test board. Like, they're gonna start shipping Q3. It's on pre-order right now.
Yeah.
Q3 is already filled out. They're into Q4 now for pre-orders, but like, yes, like this is what I want.
That's awesome.
I
Yeah.
don't know. I think maybe in 2, 3, maybe 4 more years max, I think I'll bite the bullet and buy one.
I would buy one right now if I needed a laptop that
Yes.
good. I don't need a laptop
Yeah.
that's good. I
Like,
could get away with a Chromebook
If
I
my
needed one.
work laptop died tomorrow, which God, I hope it does,
You could just,
I would
Yeah.
probably try to convince them to get me
a modular forever laptop.
Yes.
Absolutely.
either that or I really not like the tough books, the
A workbook where it's
a Microsoft Surface.
I thought you meant like
yes.
a weatherproof hardback.
You can get a weatherproof case for the.
Yeah, but it's not the same as like
It is not the
Like
same.
just those
I will
Panasonic
admit.
ones.
yeah,
Yeah.
the tough book, the
Tough book,
literal
yeah.
brick computers.
But,
They're so
yeah.
sick. But
I thought of getting a Mac Mini because they're insanely cheap still, like
Mm-hmm.
$499. But I'd be throwing money away. Like
You have a really good laptop sitting in
Mac-
front of
I would say like I have a really good Chromebook.
I have a $20 or $50 MacBook, and I have a be 14-year-old
yeah.
fucking
Acer or Lenovo or something.
Lenovo.
Yeah,
laptop.
Lenovo, yeah.
Yeah, you're doing a lot better than me as far as
Right.
laptops
It's
go.
like I wouldn't have any use for it. I don't do graphic design.
My laptop has Windows 8 on it still, so I don't want to hear it.
I think mine's Windows 7.
That's the
No,
force
yours-
game.
I got it in
laptop.
2012.
That might be Windows 8, or there might be the same like you might be have Vista or something.
Your Lenovo?
Ugh,
Yeah.
Vista.
Windows 12
How old is it?
or
2012.
2012.
Yeah, I got it for
Windows
8th grade
7 or Windows
graduation.
8?
or was it or could it be XP? Would XP be in that timeline?
I'm pretty sure it's 7.
It was
I'm
still
almost
supported.
positive
I guess
it's
it could be set. You can install 7 today, so it could be.
Seven.
I would say it's probably
No,
7.
2007 was
2012 is when I
Windows.
bought it.
07 was Vista.
07 was Vista.
Yeah.
2012
2012.
was
12
I don't
was
know.
8.
Either way, yeah, you could have had 8 on it that year. It just didn't.
It might have been an older laptop too.
Yeah, it probably like an 11 model and 12. But yeah, that makes sense.
I'm still running XP at work. It's great.
Oh god. Hey, don't worry. I sent you guys that Snapchat
Of
of
it running Windows 98.
Yeah,
Yes.
the asphalt plant is built off of a operating
Windows 98
system
machine.
of Windows 98, and then it's run through an emulator.
Oh.
It's a new computer that runs a 98 emulator to run the program so that we can make it work.
It takes like 1% of its power to run that whole
Dude,
thing.
it's so bad.
We had to do that when I worked at Connecting Point.
Oh my God.
It's hopefully upgraded now, but
It
it was
better be.
the store computer was Windows 7 professional mode, so it had Windows XP mode built in.
Yep.
We ran XP to use our point of sale system. The point of sale system ran in a DOS box, so you had a virtual machine in a virtual machine. It ran like dog shit.
And DOS, you can't backspace.
Wonder
can you?
why.
No, you cannot.
So if you type something wrong, you got to reset.
It happened
restart.
all the time. If I made a typo on a customer receipt, it's just like, oh wait, and we used the dot matrix printer still,
Yeah.
so we had to let that print, and I'd be like, all right,
Tear
let
it
me give you a
up.
corrected receipt. Like,
Yeah.
Speaking of dot matrix, I found, because I was upstairs today looking for a bunch of licensing stuff that we're going through right now.
Right.
Yes.
I found 3 brand new, they're still sealed, like the plastic, the banding that they put on like boxes of paper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
3 boxes of dot matrix printer
Oh my
paper.
God.
I was like, holy shit, I haven't seen this. in
Connecting
fucking-
Point would like
Point
to know
might
your
want it.
location.
Yeah. Sell it to them.
Yeah, I fucking would. Why wouldn't
Somebody
you?
uses it.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. No, that's crazy.
I'm sure there's some weird hobby market for
Oh,
matrix
yeah.
printers, I'm sure.
Or go to r/printers and there's 3,000 guys that will buy old paper off you. I'm sure.
Right.
There has to be.
Do it before June 12th, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before and then after,
Yeah.
allegedly. But
Yeah.
yeah, no, that's a whole bunch of cool stuff that they were doing at Computex when, like, I watched a lot of the LTT coverage from it. Like,
Oh, yeah.
The,
Jake was reviewing a mini PC from, I think it was Mini Forum or something.
oh yeah.
It had the same processing power as a first gen Threadripper 16 core in a mini PC with like a 30-watt TDP or something. Like, wild.
I think one of the
Insane.
coolest things I kind of saw was another Linus video of the
Sorry,
Is
that's
that blue?
That's my
That's
dog.
blue.
She's
Oh my
getting
God.
angry.
You probably can't hear it on the mic, but
Yeah,
it's
I was like, if anybody's noticed, my dog's sitting on the floor.
they
Yeah.
can't see the floor probably.
Well,
so.
if she got
If
up,
she
I don't-
stood
I don't
up,
know.
Maybe like an
Yeah.
ear or something will pop up.
What are y'all
Yeah, my
about?
dog's in studio.
Sorry. The
First guess.
What does
can't
it
remember
do?
the name. The fans.
Noctua?
Noctua?
No, not the Noctuas.
Oh, the solid metal ones?
Yeah, solid metal ones.
That's, I haven't watched that video yet, but
Oh my god, it's gonna bug me now. What the hell are
like
those
all
called?
metal fan, like I get it, that's sick. But to be fair, Noctua also released their new fans, and those look awesome.
Those do.
Like
I cannot get behind the color though.
I'm starting to did you see their Noctua edition screwdriver that they're trying to make?
No.
It looks kind of goofy. Like the whole thing is like
Noctua themselves are making it, or
LTT's doing it with Noctua colors, and they're going to co-brand a screwdriver.
I would buy one.
Their colors don't look good on a screwdriver.
Really?
It looked weird.
I just look like they're
That might have been the
in
one
general.
color palette they brought to look at, but I didn't like the way it looked.
Yeah.
Like the whole handle was like the light color, and then just the trim ring was a dark color.
Yeah.
I didn't care for it much, but it's Noctua owners. They'll buy it anyway.
Right.
Like, their stuff is just so good.
Yeah, I'm not denying like it's quality stuff.
make-
It's just
Some of the best coolers, the best fans, like because they just care.
if I didn't have a case that didn't have tempered glass, like I didn't have to see the inside of my computer all the time, I'd buy them.
Oh yeah, if you were gonna put one in like a server rack and let it run for 3,000 hours,
Yeah.
take Noctua fans all day.
Yeah, like a server build, or if we build a computer in here for some reason, then yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah, there might be one back in the closet
Right.
eventually.
I'd
just
buy a
to-
case for that computer.
Just as a clarification, they were oh shit.
Don't clarify if you don't have the
Yeah,
clarification.
dead
I
air.
have it, but
No, you don't.
Roar Systems airjet cooling.
That's I thought you were, there's an
The
all metal.
the solid state.
That's completely
fans.
different than what I thought. They actually had a video of all metal fans. You're talking about the Ramjet
Yes.
piezoelectric
These.
cooling. Those are so
Piezoelectric.
sick.
Thank you.
Yes.
That was the word I was looking
Those are unbelievably sick.
for. Amazing.
It's such a cool technology. It literally just uses electricity to vibrate it and blow air out, and they're
very,
incredibly
very
good.
turbulent because if you get what's the
Smooth airflow
yes.
creates a pocket of low pressure underneath it where it won't pull
Yeah.
cooling off like a copper plate. Since it's vibrating, it creates a lot of turbulence, which creates a lot of pressure and it pulls a lot of heat. They use so little power that you can actually, you're like whatever device you would put it on will score better because it's using less power to cool it, and it will actually provide more power to like the socket that you're cooling.
And what did they say? I think one of their smaller size fans can do up to like 40 watts of cooling.
I don't know if it was that much. I thought it was like 5 or something. I thought
or
it
was
was
it
like very
15?
small. It might have been 15. But either
I
way,
don't know. It's
a
still very impressive at a new,
new
very
technology.
proof of concept state of.
Because piezoelectrics have been around for a while, but using them in this configuration is totally new.
Oh god, yeah.
Like
Sick.
it's so cool. It's such a cool video.
Super interesting.
Yeah.
Well, I think we're
Are we out of-
I think we're about to hit the hour 30 mark.
Let me check the timer. Yeah, we're an hour 20-ish. So yeah, we can call it here. If there's not much more to talk about going on.
I think we hit all the topics.
Pretty
that we
quiet
wanted to, at
week.
least.
Okay.
Yeah.
well,
What do we got planned for? Like any trips? for you guys?
I was gonna go to Cordova tomorrow, and that's probably not gonna happen now.
Right.
I don't have shit planned this weekend. The next thing that we're planning on going to is GunCon, and that's 3 weeks from now.
Thank you
Right.
for the update. I was going to ask about that.
It's
'cause
on
I
the-
remember you saying something.
That is on June 24th in Iowa, hosted by Brownells.
I had to put it on my calendar.
What?
I thought
It's
you
only
were
the one
going,
day?
Marcus.
It is one day. It's 8 to 8.
Saturday?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I wasn't sure if we were gonna like drive there in the morning, do the show, eat food after, and like stay the night there. Probably makes the most sense. instead of-
Probably.
Brownells
for
is
you.
3.5 hours away.
Exactly.
Or probably at least 3.
So we would
3 or
leave at
4.
like 5 in the morning and get back. If we left after the show ended at 8, we'd get back at like midnight.
Even if we left at 6, got food, and then like
Exactly,
yeah,
yeah.
it's
So
probably
staying the night
Saturday night.
probably
Yeah.
makes the most sense.
Well, and if we're gonna spend the time to drive all the way up there,
yeah.
time for tickets, there's no sense in hey, let's only spend 3 hours at the convention and then fucking go.
No, there's a whole bunch of cool stuff going on
Yeah.
there.
Yeah,
We can talk more
absolutely.
about it later.
It's
but-
at the manufacturing
yes,
plant.
it's
there?
at I believe it's at the Brownells manufacturing plant or whatever.
Well, I'll say the big building.
It's the big building.
Yeah, it is one big building. I went to the showroom area, and I
Yeah.
bought some ammo and shit,
Right.
like peak COVID shit.
Yeah, no,
And
it's it's supposed to be a really cool time. Like a bunch of
even just a showroom. Like I spent probably over an hour in the showroom just looking at all the stuff, looking at all the different types of ammo and stuff, all the accessories and shit. There's sections of each type of gun all over. It's fucking insane.
And this will have vendors and shit like HK. Like last year, HK was there, High Point's there. Like I can't wait to go see the High Point booth.
God, yeah.
And just give them a bunch of shit.
Like they've got a firing range there. You can go and test out like they have like an MP5 with a suppressor on it. You have to go play with that.
Full autos.
I don't know. Last year, from the videos I could see, it looked like you would get like a shot or two. Just like, here's our can, listen to it. So you're not overheating stuff.
They might do like, they might do like 10 shot full autos.
Exactly.
They would not do 30. I'm sure.
Yeah, they don't want to run their suppressors hot all day and boil them out. But like, I've never shot a suppressed gun. I'd go shoot an MP5 with a suppressor on it.
Let me ask y'all this. Is anybody planning on buying anything while we're there?
It depends if we can legally buy stuff or not by then, because if we can't legally buy stuff, I'm sure as hell not going to admit it right now. I'm not saying I won't buy it.
Fair point.
But depending on what the laws are at night.
Where are we at with that right now?
The laws?
Yes.
So right now...
Injunction, right?
No.
No, that got passed.
We had the injunction. They put a stay on the injunction, which then cancels it. So right now, FBC they're doing their opening statements, right? Like a day or two ago, I'm pretty sure. I could check on it, but it'll take 10 minutes to get to their legal section. But they were doing their opening, both sides put in their opening arguments for whatever case they're going to get into now. Because originally we were hoping the Supreme Court would step in and cut it, but I kind of knew that wasn't going to happen. So as of right now, no idea. It could be
lovely.
It'll probably be months before we actually know anything. Because now is the real court battle.
Yeah.
Everything before this has been,
bullshit,
here's our argument.
almost.
They're like, yeah, that doesn't count. And then they're like, well, no, that does count. Now it's just, we ran in a circle.
It's all hearsay bullshit for the first couple months.
Yeah.
Exactly. So now is when we're going to get into the actual fucking grime of this thing.
Yeah.
So we'll see where that gets. The pistol brace stuff nationwide is, if you're an FBC or a GOA member, you're exempt, so it doesn't count. And if you're not a member, say you are, because they don't know.
True.
So who the fuck, like, it's just, if you've donated money, to them ever, you count as a member, as long as it's like $20 or more.
Fuck.
So if anyone,
I'm gonna make a donation real quick.
so if anyone
allegedly.
stops you and says, well, is that, I'm like, yeah, I'm a member. I'm like, prove it. Like, fuck you. It's a charitable donation. I don't have a receipt on me for that. What are you, crazy?
Prove shit to you, Fed boy.
What's your member number?
Exactly.
Don't worry about it. Like, take me to court and figure it out then. You just donate right after that. But
Insert Rolf quote.
Brian, I'm gonna
quote
use
here.
your laptop with the date set in like 2013 or whatever.
that's not connected to the internet. You can't use that one.
Oh, true. Fuck.
Well, you have the card disabled in it. I don't need that connected to the internet anymore. But no, yeah. So that's, and because basically, if as of June 1st, anyone who has a pistol brace is a felon. Congrats.
Sick.
Oh, if it's attached to a short-barreled rifle now. Out of everyone that they estimated
Allegedly.
Allegedly. Gang.
out of everyone who was estimated to own a pistol brace, we had less than 1% actually either turn theirs in or classify it as an SBR.
Yeah.
So that is what mass noncompliance looks like, is 99.5% of people just saying, I'm not dealing with this, fuck
Well,
you.
and it just goes to show it's the same thing with everybody but around St. Louis and
the
around
county,
Chicago. And it
all
was
the
like,
county, the sheriffs
Yes.
said, fuck no, we're not doing this gun.
it was, 99.5% of the states
It was like
said,
106
fuck off.
out of 120 or
Regionally,
something.
yes. Population, no.
Population-
because
well,
the three
yeah.
biggest counties said,
Yeah, they actually-
But
we want
county
this.
wise,
Yeah.
Well, it's almost like all the crime is in the centralized location that wants more gun control.
who would have thunked it?
Damn,
Does
that's
it rhyme
crazy.
with Chicago?
It rhymes
Yeah.
with heyjackass.com. Check the stats.
True.
Yeah. But no,
Shout
anyways,
out
I think
to
we just wrap it up there. I don't have
Yeah.
anything more
Yeah.
to throw on
quiet week.
anything.
Yeah,
Pretty
honestly.
quiet week.
Quiet week. We'll try to get some interesting news for next week or something.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're trying to just all get into our flow of doing this.
Yeah.
I'd say we did pretty
Well, I'll
good.
say,
Yeah.
but-
a big thing is my work schedule is fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
I don't
Of
know.
course.
I don't know what time I get off. I don't know what days I have off.
Or hell, even where you work half the time. It keeps
Yeah,
they
this week
bounce you
specifically.
around.
This week specifically, we had a butting of heads with the up and coming
I'm gonna
owner's
commit
son,
genocide. I swear.
who is trying to like take over, like lining everybody up for where they're supposed to be working at, as far as like what asphalt plant, what crusher, stuff like that.
Yeah.
As well as the guy who's been at the asphalt plant and been in charge of assigning people positions for. He's been at the company 25 years, so he's been in charge of the asphalt and crushing side of it for fucking 18 at least, because my dad's been in for 18. Yeah. So 20 years he's been in charge of like, hey, you should send these people over here. You should send these people over here. You should keep these people here. You know, they all get along. This is how, you know, just making, he knows the people. So instead of telling the fucking office people like, oh, the office people basically are trying to take over what this guy's been doing for 20 fucking years. So
and he's been doing it the right way.
Yeah, but they're trying to take it over. And this past week, we got a text. It was just it was the shittiest. Did I show you that?
Yeah, you showed me that. We found it.
It was a spreadsheet
on Saturday at the open house.
Yeah,
they texted you a spreadsheet saying tomorrow on it, and he's like, "I'm not going to work on Sunday." Are you
I was like,
crazy?
"What fucking day does that mean?" Apparently, it was supposed to be sent out on Thursday, but
yeah,
the guy who's typically lines everybody up sent that on Saturday, so I was very confused at what tomorrow meant.
Yeah,
because it said tomorrow, and then next week there was two different like spreadsheets as far as like how to.
Spreadsheet is a strong word. It was a chart with just some words.
It was a shit show.
Yeah, and so I'm like, okay, who is doing where? Like, who is going where, doing what? Like, it took a while to figure it out. I'm like, okay, this makes more sense. I showed up, or I was on my way to the closer to home plant. Right when I got on the interstate, I got a text. Ignore that. Go to Joliet. I'm like, fuck, all right. So I fucking drove to Joliet, and I've been there all fucking week.
Yeah.
Gross.
So
okay, well, that's enough of that. Let's get you guys out of here so you can go get dinner.
Woo.
Thanks for watching, everybody.
Yep. Yes, thank you.
Bye.
Bye.